hand if you had to hire a marketer in the last year. Okay, no, we're not adding enough marketers. Clearly, you should be Googling the person, and then you gotta go and basically trace their social media steps to find out, are they a digital native? So a millennial, a Gen Y, born after 1979, they were born in the digital age, they get social media inherently. Are they a digital citizen, which includes those digital natives, but then Gen X's like me, some boomers who start to use digital and social media on a daily basis. They're digital citizens. And then there's those digital tourists that may stop by LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter and things every once in a while, but they're not living and breathing it every day, so they don't get it. And I saw firsthand that you need people on your team that get it, that are living it. Don't get it theoretically, they're living it every day. And you've got to go in the interview process to go and find out whether or not they're digital citizens or not. And you want to ask questions like, well, what's your cloud score? And why is it there? Why should it be higher? And what RSS readers do you use? And what marketing thought leaders do you subscribe their blogs to? And what was your last comment on a blog? You got to ask questions like that to make sure, are they living and breathing it? Secondly, people on your team, you're going to have a few digital tourists on your team. My head of PR and communications, digital tourist, he was fantastic, best communicator I've ever met, but he was a digital tourist. You got to make it clear to your team, this is where we're going. It's critical. We can build the best content in the world. If we're not seeding it properly, we're going to fail. And everyone needs to pull their weight. From my team, our events manager, our PR manager, our sales engagement manager, everyone needed to get it. Okay? One other little tip we were talking about, whenever we want to grow our marketing resources, one thing that I really had a lot of benefit out of was hiring interns. You can't get a full-time job. Someone's nodding their head. You can't get your full-time social media specialist funded. Get a fairly inexpensive but really hungry, great intern. Then once they've been doing that for 4 months, you're seeing all the results, and there you got your business case for adding your full-time headcount. When I left SoftChase, we had 4 full-time interns in our marketing team, and they were fantastic. We built processes around them. Okay, number 2, so you're into content marketing, you're building great content. Well, literally every single employee in your company can amplify the work that you're doing. It's a huge missed opportunity if you're not strategically looking at all of your employees and saying, how do I lift their utilization of social media? How do I get them to become advocates of the great content that we're creating? And then also understand how they can contribute to content. So we looked at this fairly strategically. We read some great reports from the Altimeter group, actually, where you sort of understand what kind of a social media company do you want to be? Do you want to be a hub and spoke? Do you want to be a top-down? Then we actually looked at by department, HR, executive sales, and we sort of created a grid where we said, when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to adoption, when it comes to ROI and measurement, what level are they at of maturity? And we had scores for each one, and I made it someone's job to go out and work with those departments to make sure that they were utilizing social media properly. And literally, when it came to the executives, like sit down and have like a Twitter 101, like here, Mr. President, this is how you got to use Twitter, and this is how it works, and get over those false objections that people have around social media, like, I don't have time, right? Okay, number 3, and Eric talked about this, a few people have talked about this. My own personal opinion, most of your content should come from inside. And because your business is creating great value, you just got to unlock that value. Now, a lot of people don't, they're not great writers, or they don't understand Twitter. So we basically used our employees in the marketing team as journalists. In fact, I would look for and hire journalists because that's the kind of work that they need to do. Go and interview the thought leaders to find what we called the nugget of value. And in our business, we were in the technology business, so a lot of it was about new technology products. We actually created a list of journalistic investigatory questions that our people would use when they're engaging a thought leader to try to pull out that nugget of value. So stuff like, what's your 30-second elevator pitch? What's newsworthy about this solution? Give me one word that this is all about. What would competitors say? What happens if someone doesn't do this? So you want to pull out those nuggets of value, write your own investigatory questions, and then figure out for this thought leader, Are they great? A great presenter? Let's film a video. Are they a quote a minute? Let's break out a whole bunch of Twitter quotes for them. Do they have great thoughts, but they're not a great writer, so let's ghostwrite something for them, or let's interview them. Let's make it easy to put their name on the content, because then they're going to be proud of it, they're going to want to do more of it, they're going to share it.